back to the Harlem FKN Globetrotters, here with PSG. As you can see, we're on the 30th of December. We are just about to start January. The Qatar World Cup has just finished. Germany beat Croatia 1-0 in the final. It actually worked out pretty well for us because the majority of our players finished their World Cup participation pretty early. Italy didn't make it past the group stages, so our 4 Italians got back to us nice and early, well rested. Argentina lost to France in the first knockout round, so our 4 Argentinians also got back nice and early, and France then went out in the quarterfinals. So most of our squad are pretty well rested as we go into January. Well, the big news is that the board decided in the middle of December to, out of nowhere, increase our transfer budget. We asked them at the start of December if we could have an increase. They flat out refused, and then just a couple of weeks later they suddenly gave us £80 million to spend. So we had this huge amount of money come in, and we did the obvious thing. We used it to confirm Erling Haaland's permanent transfer. He is now, from the 1st of January, he will become a Paris Saint-Germain player for £74 million. He has been on loan, you can see there, for 32 million. We are now adding 74 million to confirm his permanent signing, and I'm really pleased to get this done because I was a little bit worried that maybe other clubs could start looking at him in January. And you can see he's just been absolutely phenomenal for us. He's got 29 goals this season, and it's not just about dominating in Ligue 1 because the competition's no good. Yes, he's got 17 in 10 in Ligue 1. He has been absolutely out of this world. But you can see he's also got 11 in 6 in the Champions League, and that is playing against Manchester United and Lazio. So he's not doing badly at all. I think 74 million plus 32, 106 million is an absolute bargain for Erling Haaland at 22 years old. The only caveat to all of this, though, is that we didn't have any budget to offer him what he wanted. He was wanting around £450,000 a week. We were unable to offer him that without destroying our wage budget. So we actually ended up offering him £250,000 a week with some huge goal bonuses, which he's going to make. And then we're also giving him 50% of any future fee. So if he was sold in the future, we would only get half of what we collect for him, which obviously is not going to affect me because I'm not going to be here, but it was basically the only way to get that deal done. But the great thing is that Erling Haaland is now going to be a Paris Saint-Germain player officially. So that is fantastic, but it did kind of come at the wrong time, because if we have a look at our squad here, if we go to the tactics screen, you can see here that we have just picked up a whole bunch of injuries. Hakimi and Marquinhos are both going to be out for most of January. Both of them are out for up to 3 weeks. But then Mawassa, he's picked up a damaged cruciate ligament and he's going to be out for 7 months. His season is over. Our backup left back, and that really does present us with some problems going forward. We are 1 short in defence now. You can see we are playing Ajaccio in the French Cup, and Abdou Diallo is going to be playing at left back for this game. He now becomes our backup left back without Mawassa, because Hernandez has also got a little injury there. He's just coming back in a few days. He's probably not going to be fit for the cup game. And so it's just kind of leaving us really short at the back. And the problem is, because of the World Cup, We have had a packed schedule before December, but now look at this. We have 8 games in January as it stands. That will be more if we win in the Cup. We could be playing 9 games in January, and then in February we have another 6 games. And you may have just seen something there, but we will talk about that in a second. The other thing that happened, as you know, the last episode, we lost at home to Manchester United. In the dying minutes, we lost that group game, which gave Manchester United the group. We did beat Rapid Vienna in our final group game, but Manchester United won 3-1 at home against Lazio. So unfortunately, this really, really good performance didn't do us any good at all. You can see there Erling Haaland getting a hat-trick. We also finished that period strongly in the league before we then went on to the international break. We beat Auxerre 4-1. They actually went ahead in this game, and after losing to Manchester United, I was a little bit worried about how things were going to go. But you can see we recovered really well. Messi getting 2 goals, Haaland and Belotti the other 2. So that maintained our 100% winning run in the league. We are now 21 consecutive League wins, and well, basically we're going to look to continue that as long as we can through January. You can see here we get back into league action against Brest, which is why we are going to play a reserve team in the Cup. Brest in second place at the moment. The other games through January are pretty winnable. Monaco we have at home, which is probably going to be the toughest game. If we just have a look at the league on table. So we do have Montpellier, who are down in the relegation zone. We have Lorient, who are in 6th at the moment. They're going okay. But these are fairly winnable games. But the problem is going to be just the sheer number of games and the fact that right now we are going to be unable to rotate in defence. We are basically just going to have Diallo as our backup, and really Nicolas Soule and again Simi Vrsaljko. Let's change his name now, where I don't normally do nicknames. Let's set him a nickname. The Croatian guy. I hope I've just spelled Croatian right. That's the easiest way to get on with it. The Croatian guy, he has still not made a competitive appearance for PSG, but with all these defensive injuries, he's definitely going to get his opportunity now. He and Nicolas Soule are going to be, for the next 3 weeks, sharing the right back responsibilities. And well, we've got Kimbepe and Hernandez there on the bench, you can see. So we are just going to have to muddle through. I think centre back and left back, we are really going to be struggling to keep people fit through January. Hopefully we can make it work until we get Hakimi and Marquinhos back. Thomas Lamar, who last episode I forgot to say was injured, he came back from injury, went to the World Cup with France, picked up another little injury. He's just coming back to training tomorrow, so hopefully we can start getting him fit as well. But that aside, what are we going to do in January? I would love to get another French left back. Mouassa, the great thing about Mouassa is a really solid left back, but also a French national, which really helped us with our Champions League registration. We don't have him now. So here is my list of free agents, or not free agents. They're going to be free agents at the end of the season, so we can offer them contracts now. You can see Ronaldo's available there. Marcos Alonso of Chelsea is obviously a really, really good solid left back. I did have a look at how I can get him maybe on loan. He would be a really good loan option to give us another really top left back for the rest of the season. But they do want us to pay his 100,000 a week wages, and his they want a 145,000 a month loan fee, which we can do. But if I do that, I'm gonna pretty much use up the wage budget, and that is not going to allow us to perhaps renew Angel Di Maria's contract. So we are looking at that situation. I'm in an R in about renewing Di Maria's contract. He's 34, and if we just have a look at him, so I've got him on the left wing at the moment. If we look at Di Maria, so he's 34. He is losing all his attributes now. His physicals are really starting to decline, and I don't know if I want to give him another contract, or at the end of the season obviously look at younger options, because we've also got Messi. We've got to decide if we renew Messi's contract for another year, if we give him that extension. But Di Maria is the other one. He is now starting to lose ability. I don't know if maybe he'll accept another year with a lower wage. I think that would be ideal. But like I say, with the wage budget as it is, if we look at the finances, when they gave us the 80 million after we confirmed Haaland's signing, we still had about 6 million left in the wage budget, in the transfer budget. But I had to move that over to wages to try and get us near what we are currently spending. That now allows us to pay wages and renew Di Maria's contract, maybe offer contracts to other players, but it means we've got nothing to bring players in. Now, if I renew Di Maria's contract, is that going to leave me any possibility of possibly bringing in Alonso at left back on loan? Lots to think about there. We also looked at, if we just look at Barcelona for a minute, if they're going to come up. Actually, if I just look at transfers, I think it might be in here. If we look at transfers, so there's Marcos Alonso there looking at that loan deal. No, it's not here. Let me go to Barcelona. Let's see if this is going to come up nice and quickly. There's also another deal which we are looking at. You can see Barcelona top of La Liga right now. There is another deal that we are looking at which we would like to get done. Samuel Umtiti, he is also out of contract at the end of the season. Very good centre back. He would only be our third choice centre back. We went to offer him a contract, but he wants £450,000 a week. Now, we did try and get that down, offering him a percentage of next sale. He didn't accept it. So we've got to leave it, and we'll see how the season goes on. We'll see if anybody comes in for him. But I think with Sergio Ramos retiring at the end of the season, and this guy obviously being a French national, this is an ideal signing for next season to bring in a Sergio Ramos replacement. But we've got to see if it's going to be doable. If he wants 450,000 a week, at the moment, if we decide to give Messi a contract extension, there's just no way we can work that in. So that's the situation with the transfers right now, with the transfer dealings. We are going to be here for this episode. We are going to come back whenever there is any transfer news to share with you. But what we are going to be doing for this episode is basically moving through. And in this episode, we will play the game against Monaco. We'll see how that one goes. And then apart from that, the only other news is that we got the worst possible outcome in the Champions League. We have been drawn in the Champions League second round against the European and Club World Cup champions Liverpool. They are currently second in the Premier League. They're on a really good run of form. And obviously, they beat us in last season's Champions League final. They were much better than us. We were kind of lucky to get it back to 2-2 late on, and then we conceded that last gasp goal to lose the final. Well, we are going to have to overcome them over 2 legs. This is the consequence of me really getting it wrong against Manchester United in the group stage. I really should have gone with a defensive midfielder. I really can't see that now. I should have gone with a defensive midfielder. I should have shut up shop. I didn't, and it has come back to bite us. We are going to have to overcome Liverpool in the first knockout round. It's going to be really, really tough. And what I'm also worried about, not only if we lose that game, then basically the rest of the season is kind of a real downer, because we know we're going to win the league. The only other thing for us to achieve would be to win the French Cup. It would be a real anticlimax to finish this series on. But also, I'm not even sure that I would still be able to keep my job if we go out in the first knockout round. So we are going to have to really overcome a very special team if we want to progress in the Champions League. So that's kind of the situation where we are right now. We can actually show you the Champions League first round draw. Manchester City are playing Bayern Munich as well, so that's another huge game. 2 of the big favourites facing off. Manchester United have got Borussia Dortmund. That would have been our game had we won the group, which obviously would have been a much more winnable game than Liverpool. But Dortmund are top of the Bundesliga. Atletico Madrid, AC Milan, Barcelona, Atalanta, Chelsea against Real Madrid. Again, 2 of the favourites. 1 is going to leave. So there are going to be some big teams out of the competition at the end of this first round. So that's how things are looking. Again, we are going to move through January now. We will be back if there's any news to give you. And we will see you for the Monaco game very shortly. Well, no transfer news, but we are coming back just very quickly, because we have just confirmed the Erling Haaland sign-in. And also, Erling Haaland has swept up a whole bunch of awards. He's got the Ballon d'Or, which he won ahead of Robert Lewandowski and Lionel Messi. So we're going to congratulate him on that award. Erling Haaland, Paris Saint-Germain player and Ballon d'Or winner, 71 goals in 52 games. Absolutely phenomenal. And he has also won the World Footballer of the Year, ahead of Robert Lewandowski and Kylian Mbappe, who is actually going really well at Real Madrid at the moment. 10 goals in his 17 appearances there for Real Madrid. And also the World Player of the Year for Haaland, once again ahead of Robert Lewandowski and Lionel Messi. So 2 of our forward line in for those awards. Really superb to have obtained the best player in the world officially for just £106 million. Really pleased with that. I think we will have some news very soon on transfers, but for now we'll carry on through January, and we'll let you know as soon as we have got the squad that is going to go on for the second half of the season all lined up. Okay, we are back with some important transfer news. Jimmy Girardon is going to be joining us on loan from Troyes. It's not the sexiest of signings, to be honest. It's not the sexiest, but it ticks a lot of boxes and it actually makes a lot of sense. He is top of Ligue 2 with Troyes at the moment, and he is a defender who can also play defensive midfielder. And you can see from his stats, he's pretty solid in all areas. He's not outstanding in anything, but in terms of a central defender, 15 marking, 15 heading, really good, 14 positioning, 15 teamwork, 15 bravery, 14 anticipation. He's got decent enough jumping reach. He's got very good strength, I think he's a good, solid fourth choice centre back, and what that means is that we can use Diallo as our left back cover while Moissa's injured, and Jimmy is probably going to come in and get a few games while we've got this hectic schedule. The reason we've gone for Jimmy is we don't have to pay any monthly fee after signing Haaland full-time or permanently, and also having to adjust the wage budget. We've got absolutely nothing left for transfers, so we can't even afford loan fees. We're bringing him in on just his 4.7 thousand a week wages, which is obviously absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. And if we were to win the Champions League, we would then have to pay £400,000 plus 800,000 in instalments. So a 1.2 million fee if we win the Champions League. I'm perfectly happy to sign him for 1.2 million if we end up as Champions League winners. So that's really, really good. That's going to really help us out now, because as you can see, we have kind of been suffering with injuries. Kimbepe and Sergio Ramos have been playing a lot of football. Abdou Diallo has come in and has got some games as well, primarily as a left back. Nicolas Soule has been playing centre back and right back, kind of rotating through those positions. And actually the Croatian guy has actually now got 3 starts to his name. He's had to come in and have a few games, so it's been really good to see him on the field. As you can see, he's performed really, really well. 2 assists in his 4 games. So he's now well and truly part of the squad. And you can see we've kind of come through a little period here. We've actually got the majority of our injured players coming back within the next 10 days. Hakimi is now back in 3 days. Marquinhos in a couple of days. Di Maria is back in 5 days. Messi is now, apart from Moissa, our longest term injury, he's back in 9 days. And Paulo Dybala, who also got injured, he is back in a couple of days. So there might be a few injuries there that maybe you didn't really know about before. But yeah, the players have been absolutely dropping like flies during this hectic period. So if we just have a look, we've actually done really, really well through January so far. We won in the cup at Ajaccio with a rotated team, 3-1 in the end. Kind of disappointing to concede that goal, but was really good to get a lot of players in who needed games. Angel Di Maria was phenomenal in this game. He grabbed 2 and an assist. Sergio Ramos also scoring off a corner. So was really good to just get a few people minutes, rest our, what you would say, our most important players. And then you can see in our 4 league games that we've played since then, we have not conceded a goal. It's been a fantastic January, apart from the injuries. Against Brest, who of course was 2nd place in the league at the time, a really dominant 4-0 victory here. Dybala scoring first, and then Haaland with 2 before Sergio Ramos got another one. Sergio Ramos retiring at the end of the season. We did offer him a new contract. He wasn't interested. He's actually suggested that we don't have the quality of squad that he's interested in playing in, which is kind of crazy when you see the players that we've got. We then went away to Nîmes, and this was a really tough game. Erling Haaland was really feeling it in this one. We've actually been playing him in every game, subbing him off once the game was done. Obviously, we really rely on him for goals. You can see here Messi was really, really poor before he got injured right at the end of the game. But it was Thomas Lemar on as a sub who assisted Haaland for the winner in the 72nd minute. I thought we were going to lose our 100% record. You can see we only had 2 shots on target the entire game and only 38% possession. And this was a full-strength team as well. The build-up of games, or well, it wasn't really a build-up of games. It was just playing Brest on the Wednesday and then Nîmes on the Saturday. By the end of the game, we had a few walking wounded, and obviously Messi picked up his injury. We then took on Lorient at home, and this was a really comfortable 3-0 win. Again, Sergio Ramos getting a goal off a set piece. He also had a goal disallowed at the end. Erling Haaland with the other two. Lemar getting another assist. He's been exceptional now coming into the team with Messi's injury. Sule, you can see they're playing at centre-back. He's been fantastic as well. It was nice to get that one out of the way because I thought that might be a difficult one. And then again, with just another couple of days rest before we took on Toulouse away from home, Erling Haaland scored a penalty in the first half. We were able to get him off the field a little bit earlier, get him some rest before this game against Monaco. You can see we completely dominated again. Toulouse didn't have a shot on target. Really, really nice to see Belotti coming off the bench and getting 2 goals as well. And that has just really, really set us up nicely. Actually, you can see there as well, Keylor Navas played in goal in this one. Donnarumma actually picked up an injury as well. The schedule has been really, really tough, particularly on the attacking players. But we've managed to get through it to this point. You can see now we have this home game against Monaco, then Montpellier away on the Saturday, so only a couple of days rest again, then Bordeaux at home on the Tuesday. And we do then have a decent little rest before we go away to Rennes in the French Cup on the 29th of January to finish the month. So we do get a little bit of a rest after these next 3 games. We're going to have to keep rotating, keep getting through these matches. And then February continues much the same, every 3 or 4 days a game. And then things start to ease up a little bit after Lyon on the 28th of February, on the 18th, of February. So that's how things are looking in terms of transfers. So we know now that we've got Jimmy coming in. If we just look at the ins, so we've got Jimmy coming in, which is really going to help just in terms of rotating the defense round. And we've just confirmed some other free signings, end of contract free signings. These are all young players. Namdi Collins from Borussia Dortmund, 19 years old. He doesn't look that great apart from his physical attributes and his speed, but our scouts assure us that he should be signed whatever the cost. So hopefully he's going to be a great prospect. I mean, he's not coming in a lot of money. I think it's about 6,500 we're going to be paying him. So it's very low risk. The same with Diego Almeida, another centre-back who looks pretty solid. Still got to develop a lot if he's ever going to be good enough to play in the PSG first team. But again, he looks like a good little prospect. Again, worth a punt on a free transfer. And the same with Santiago Garces from Atlético Nacional in Colombia. Brilliant heading, marking and tackling, all the attributes of a good, solid, no-nonsense defender. Again, he has to improve mentally. Physically, he looks solid enough. He's still only 17, turns 18 in March. So I think those are 3 central defenders that are, hopefully, at least one of them will become a first-team prospect. So, again, without being able to do a lot in this transfer window with the Haaland deal taking up the budget, I'm really actually quite pleased with how things have turned out. So, as I say, with Jimmy coming in, that is going to allow us, we can see the lineup that we've got for the Monaco game here. So we've obviously got a lot of players to come back now, but with Jimmy coming in, it gives us a 4th choice centre-back, moving Abdou Diallo probably to be the reserve left back. I mean, he's not really got the crossing ability, but he's pretty solid in everything else. So I think we're going to be okay with that. And Jimmy also being French allows us to maintain our Champions League registration as well. So really good way to, I think it's going to be the last business we'll do of the transfer window. It's still only the 17th of January, but I can't see any way we do anything else unless somebody comes in with a big offer for one of our fringe players. So we're basically going to leave the transfers there, and we are going to head on into the Monaco game. We'll see how things are sitting after that game. We'll be back in just a moment to take on Monaco.